So we've been listening of how Mahaprabhu. We're listening about 18th chapter, Madhya Leela, Chaitanya Charitamrita. And we heard how Mahaprabhu took bath in Manasi Ganga. And after that, he did parikrama of Giriraj. We heard how he was in Vrindavan and all the animals were like attracted to him. And how Mahaprabhu, he was
जद राम कृष्ण चरण स्पर्श प्रमोद मानम तंति सहगोप गानी पानी सुजवस कंदर कंद इस श्लोक के महाप्रभु कीर्तन करने लगे।
Haribo, ¿no me escucha?
हमारे गुरुपाद नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज बहुत सुंदर लिखे हैं।
So Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj, he explained about this sloka, everything about Haridas Varja. How? Three Haridas. Yudhishthira Maharaj, how he was, even he was Grihastha, but he surrendered his life, to Krishna. He offered his life to Krishna. No, Gurudev just said that we were listening about 18th chapter Madhya Leela and like this. So even Narada Rishi said, oh, Yudhishthira Maharaj, how he's fortunate. No, although he's a Grihastha, Parabrahma means Krishna, God himself. He's in this human form and in their house, just like a friend. Like Krishna is in the house of Yudhishthira Maharaj, just like a friend. And Narada said, oh, Krishna is directly in his house, Yudhishthira Maharaj's house. And even every day, what happens? The demigods, they come to the, to the doorstep of the house. The doorstep near the entrance, just the doorstep. And the demigods, they take the dust which is there, because the dust there is the dust of the lotus feet of Krishna. So demigods come to the house of Yudhishthira Maharaj and they just take dust at the doorstep, at his doorstep. So Narada is saying, look how fortunate he is. How Yudhishthira Maharaj, he surrendered completely to Krishna. In the Mahabharata, we see this. And then also, Swami Bhagavan himself, he sent Uddhava to Vraj. Krishna, when Krishna came from Vrindavan to Mathura, the gopis, especially Brajabasis, Jashoda, Jashoda mother Jashoda, Subal, everybody was suffering in separation. So Krishna told Uddhav, go to Braj and pacify my Brajabasis. Especially give my news, my message to my gopis. So what was this message? Even this message is so confidential. Give my sandesh, give my message. Which kind of news or message Krishna had for gopis that he sent through Uddhav? Later we'll discuss. You should have this question in your heart. What was this message? Because this sloka is not explaining which was this message. What was the message? But it is there. Like What was the message? Krishna sent a letter. So Krishna was sending a letter through Uddhava to the Vrajavasis. So he sent to whom? What was written in the letter? What the news was on in the letter? Like for example, if you come, you ask, oh, so what is new? Like some message, some what is new? You know, like for example, you came from far away, so you'll ask, what do you have? Like, what is the new? What are the news? What are your like information you're bringing? So, so Bhagavan Krishna, he came like a messenger. He came like a messenger to Vrajavasis. Actually, Uddhava was not an ordinary person. You know, he's. This look explains how Uddhava is such an exalted personality. An exalted. Vrishnam Prabharamantri. He was the highest amongst all the Vrishni dynasty. He was so clever. And also he was mantri, means he was minister. He used to advise. He was the advisor of Krishna and his minister. God knows everything, right? Bhagavan. But still, sometimes Krishna used to ask to Uddhava, what should I do or what I should not do? What should I do? What is the proper decision to make now? He used to ask everything to Uddhava many times. And Uddhava was such a dear Saka, dear friend of Krishna. And how was he? He was a disciple of Brihaspati. The demigods. You know the guru of the demigods, Brihaspati? Uddhava was his disciple. And Uddhava Buddhist Satyamam means the buddhi, the intelligence of Uddhava was so sharp, very actually subtle and very calm, very like grave, and like he was always like those who are really intelligent, like grave, like deep intelligence, like person really intelligent, he'll think a lot before answering, you know, but those who are less intelligent, they don't think so much, they just answer quickly. But those who have the very like subtle intelligence or like very high intelligence, they think a lot before making some decision, for example. So Uddhava was like this, and Krishna sent him to Vrindavan. Actually, the acharyas, they show many reasons why Krishna did that, but yeah, so all these reasons are there. And so about Giriraj Govardhan, right? So because Haridasa Varjana, so Gurudev was told now about Yudhishthir, now Uddhava, now Giriraj. Giriraj is the highest Haridas. And Gurudev many times in his classes, he explained this subject, that to become Haridas is not so easy to become the servant of Lord. People think, why will I become a das, like a slave or servant? But actually it's not so easy to become the servant of Krishna. Especially Haridas Varja, the best of the servants. Das means sevaka, servant. So Gurudev explained one by one. Shishya Bruva. And externally you took Diksha mantra, but actually you're not serving Gurudev and you don't have a relationship with him as well. This is called Shishya Bruva. This person doesn't have peace in this world and also not in the next. Why? Because the person is dishonoring the Guru. You know, Maharaj, Lamadava Maharaj, mercifully he's being explaining about the Madhura Kadambini. He's like reading the Madhura Kadambini and he's big quoting the Puranas and many other things.
इसी
Maharaj.
वातावरण में उससे संभव नहीं है। तो इसी प्रकार आगे की कथा हम भी श्रवण किया।
Also, we've heard
गिरिराज
how
गोवर्धन की कथा, गिरिराज गोवर्धन कैसे सेवा आदि करते हैं।
how Giriraj he serves,
शिष्य
right?
ध्रुव के उदाहरण को
Okay,
दिया था,
example of
एक
Shishya
ब्रह्म
Bhruva
उदाहरण दिया।
was Ekalabya.
इसके बाद जो है हम लोग
After that, also we
तामसिक
explained about
गुरुदास
Tamasik
के
Gurudas,
उदाहरण दिए गए
who was the example
हैं।
of
और
the
उनके बारे में
Guru Sevaka in the mode of ignorance, Karna, Karna.
और फिर
Gurudev gave this example.
राजसिक गुरु के बारे
And
में
then also
भीष्म
we heard
पितामह के
about
नाम दिया गया।
Rajasik Guru, means the
जबकि
Guru in the
इसमें
mode
कोई
of
परमार्थ
passion.
नहीं है। हैं?
Example was actually
तथापि
this is not actually
लोग
spiritual,
समाज में
like we're not talking about
दिखाते हैं
spirituality, but they also giving
विशिष्ट
some
गुरु के प्रति
examples
निष्ठा।
to the society,
इसके आगे
they had
भीष्म पितामह के पश्चात
so it was Bhishma Pitamaha and showing this nishta also.
आरुणिक उपाख्यान
And then we heard about the story of Aruni and Upamanyu.
सात्विक गुरुदास के नाम में
There came as example of Satvik,
उपमन्यु की कथा हम लोग श्रवण किया था।
Satvik Gurudas,
और इसके पश्चात जो
the
है
Gurudas in the mode of
निर्गुण गुरुदास के बारे में
goodness.
वर्णन करते हैं।
And
इसलिए
also
गुरुदेव
explained, Gurudeva, sorry, explained
भगवान कृष्ण ने
about
भी बताया।
the Nirgun Gurudas, the Gurudas in the mode of,
ब्रह्म ब्रह्मण्यो देवाय वो
beyond the
ब्रह्मण्यो
modes of nature.
जगद्धिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमः। गो और ब्राह्मण को पालन करने वाले रक्षक
Krishna is the protector of the Brahmanas and of the cows.
किस प्रकार
Swayam Bhagavan himself,
ब्राह्मण को गायों की
how
किस प्रकार
he
सेवा आदि करते हैं।
serves the Brahmanas and the cows so much.
सुदामा विप्र के चरित्र कथा हम लोग भी श्रवण किया।
So I've heard about the character of Sudama Vipra.
और सुदामा विप्र के चरित्र भी कितने निर्मल भी है।
His character is so pure, like not spotless.
सांसारिक
Sudama Vipra had not a single material desire in his heart. If you say,
जो आप लोगों ने कथा सुना,
oh, but you told that Sudama he had gone to Dwarka because actually his wife had told him to go to get some wealth from some money from Krishna. But Sudama Vipra's goal was not that. He was thinking, what is my highest benefit going there is actually just to see Krishna. Just have the darshan of Krishna.
अत्यंत दीनहीन होकर के कहने लगे।
Sudama Vipra, humbly, he's saying, I am a
पतित ब्राह्मण
fallen Brahmana.
और कहाँ
And Krishna is
ब्रह्म भगवान कृष्ण
Para Brahma Bhagavan.
वो तो गुरु गृह में हम लोग की मित्रता।
Okay, in the time of Guru Griha, we were friends. In the time of when we were staying in the house of Guru. But
उनके दर्शन करने भगवान को दर्शन।
So now I'm just going there to see him. He's Bhagavan.
भगवत दर्शन के उद्देश्य यही था। धन संपत्ति ये तो अपने कर्मों के अनुसार सबकी प्राप्ति।
Wealth, money, we get this according to our karma.
जैसे कहना धन कमाना जितने कठिन होता है उससे कठिन क्या है, उसके संरक्षण में कठिन होता है।
It's so difficult to earn money, and more difficult than earning money is keeping your money, and more difficult than keeping the money is to spend it properly, or like spending properly.
काम करता है, अरे गधे के भांति वो पैसे को खर्च करता रहता है।
So like a person is working like a donkey and also spending like a donkey. Like not spending the money properly. Otherwise, you're just working like a donkey, and then you just like spend your money like spending your money like a donkey. Like wasting. Like if you give money to bad people, like to evil people, like people not good people, they'll just spend the money with alcohol, for example. And also another point is that you cannot protect completely your money. Example.
खेती में फसल जो है
in the
उगाता है ना, अच्छा फसल जब पक जाए सारे फसल क्या है उनके घर में सब आ जाता है क्या?
the crops.
चूहा खा जाता है,
You know, the crops. Imagine you have some, you crop your like agriculture something, you have a land,
नष्ट भी हो
and then
जाता है।
after you plant
एक घर
some
में आकर
like
के
a
जानवर भी चला
grain
जाता
or something like that, when they are ripen and the
जितना
plant, the crop is
उनके
ready to
भाग्य में ठीक
harvest,
उतना ही उनके रहेगा वो।
so many is still like some insects will come,
है
some
कि नहीं?
rats
आप
will
देखो
come, you'll
आपके
have
खेतों
some
में 10
loss,
मन यदि गेहूं
you
हो
know. And
हैं,
some part you can
तो
you
कम से
can
कम
you
20
can
25
harvest, not
किलो
everything.
गेहूं तो इधर उधर हो ही जाता है।
Okay, if you suppose
हैं?
I couldn't get the
हैं?
exact amount Gurudev said, but suppose you have like 100
जैसे भी हो,
of 100 kgs, I
ये
don't know,
संसार
100,
की रीति
Gurudev said
है।
a big amount of, for example, wheat that you're planting and you're
हाँ,
like
उसी
harvesting. But a part of that you'll
इस
lose
सुदाम विप्र की
for
जिस
losses,
कथा
like
हम
for
लोग
example,
जिस
Gurudev,
श्रवण किया,
animals or other things that happen
कैसे
on the way that destroy your
हैं?
harvesting, you know? So, like he's saying that you cannot protect all your money. He gave
निर्गुण
example, just like some part of the money
दास
also will be lost somehow, you know?
निर्गुण गुरुदास के जो
So,
है
Nirgun Gurudas.
सुदाम गुरुदास भागवत में इसकी वर्णन है।
In the Bhagavatam explains,
यही कथा भी हम लोग श्रवण किया,
we are hearing this katha.
जिस कथा को हम लोग श्रवण किया था, ये सोना विप्र उनके घर में कई दिन तक रहे,
That Sudama Vipra was staying in the house of Krishna in Dwarka for some days, and Krishna fed him very nicely. And when he left, when Sudama Vipra left, externally, Lord Krishna hadn't given anything to Sudama.
सुदामा विप्र क्योंकि जब अपने घर में घर के पास आ करके देखा क्या,
But when he was coming back near to his house, he saw, oh, where is my hut?
कितना सुंदर विशाल महल बना
Now there was a big palace over there, where was his house
और
before.
देखो कैसे विशाल,
And
उसमें जो गाय दुबली पुतली
his
बहुत ही
cow,
दुबली
which was such
पतली
a
गाय जो
thin
गाय
cow
जो
before,
है वो कितना जो विशाल, और ब्राह्मण लोग हवन आदि करने के लिए बैठे,
the Brahmanas
विशाल
also,
महल, वहाँ भी प्रतीक आश्चर्य हो,
they were
वही
doing
चिंतन
fire
करने
sacrifice in
लगे,
his house.
जो जो थोड़ा सा जो चिड़वा जो लेकर के गए थे, और भगवान ने क्या कि उसको उससे छीन करके ले, एक मुट्ठी दो मुट्ठी खाई, अब तीसरी मुट्ठी जब ले रुक्मिणी देवी सामने
Because you know,
कहने लगे,
when he gave to Krishna that like flat rice, chirwa, Krishna ate one like mouthful, second mouthful, and then Rukmini told Prabhu,
कोई
stop
एक
eating
दाना
because
भगवान
already you
के लिए
gave
देते
everything.
हैं, भगवान को कितना
So
देंगे,
if you
क्या
give
देंगे,
one grain to God, God gives you so many things back.
दिखा गया
So
कैसे निष्काम
how Sudama was
स्वामी जी
niskam,
की कथा
like
भी
without any desires.
है। इसके आगे की निर्गुण गुरदास की आगे की भी
And
कथा भी हम
even
उसमें गुरुदेव जी
after
बता
that,
रहे हैं, गोविंद दास
Gurudeva
की कथा,
explains
गोविंद दास की
about
कथा में
Govinda Das,
महाप्रभु के सेवक थे,
which was the servant of
कैसे
Mahaprabhu,
महाप्रभु की सेवा करते थे,
how he used to do the
यही
service.
होती वो शिक्षणीय
You
विषय है।
know, so much teachings we can get from
महाप्रभु
the
नित्य
service of
प्रत्यह
Govinda.
भजन के पश्चात अपने
Mahaprabhu,
जब गुफा में अपने जो
every
शयन कक्ष
day
में
after
सोते
taking
थे,
prasad, when he used to
और
take
उस
rest
समय
in his place,
गोविंद उनके चरण कमल को दबा
Govinda
देते
used to massage the feet of
और वहां
Mahaprabhu.
उनकी नींद आ जाती,
And then Mahaprabhu,
क्योंकि
because of this
महाप्रभु सारा
massage,
दिन
Mahaprabhu used to feel
नृत्य
sleepiness
गीत
and
आदि
and sleep.
करते थे,
Because
इसलिए
every
उनके
day,
शरीर
whole
थका
day,
हुआ,
Mahaprabhu was like dancing and
ये
singing, and
गोविंद क्या
his
करते
body was tired, you know. So Govinda
सेवा
used to
मालिश करते।
service means massage
एक दिन महाप्रभु जानबूझ
Mahaprabhu's
करके प्रसाद के
body.
बाद
So
जो
one
है
day Mahaprabhu he
बिल्कुल
took prasadam lunchtime,
सर्वजा से
and then after
कटी हुई
that he just
ज्वार
lay
बनाया
down. You know, he
चल
lay
दिया,
down just on the entrance at the entrance of his room.
और
You know, the Gambira. He
सीधा
was
तो सेवा
just
किया,
at the
भक्ति
door.
में
He was
मस्तक
just like
पर कैसे
laying
सेवा करें।
in the middle of the door, like how to.
महाप्रभु बोले
He was
प्रभु
not coming
आप
inside properly. Like he was not completely inside the
शरबत
room.
ले लीजिए और इधर हो जाइए, मैं उधर अंदर में रह
So
करके सेवा
Govinda
करूं।
told Prabhu, please move your body so that I can
महाप्रभु
come
ने कहा
inside
मेरा मजबूत थकान है,
and
मैं
like reach your
नहीं
feet
नहीं
and then
ला
massage you like this.
कर नहीं सकता।
But Mahaprabhu said, no, I'm so tired. I cannot even move. I cannot move. No.
उन्होंने महाप्रभु के निवेदन किया, फिर
So Govinda
मुझे
asked
भीतर
Mahaprabhu. He asked
जाने
him.
दीजिए। महाप्रभु
He
ने क्या,
asked
मुझ में
asked
अपने
him,
शरीर को हिलाने डुलाने की भी शक्ति नहीं है।
and Mahaprabhu said, but I don't have
महाप्रभु
even
कह रहे
strength to
हैं,
move my body, so no, I cannot move. Then
गोविंद के अनेक बार अनुरोध करने पर भी
after
महाप्रभु पुनः
Govinda
पुनः
asked,
वही
asked
उत्तर दिया,
like Govinda asked many
महाराज
times,
शरीर बहुत
but
थकान आ,
he asked many times,
मैं शरीर को हिला डुला नहीं सकता।
And but Mahaprabhu said, no, I cannot
देखो
move my
गोविंद
body. Like I cannot be in a better
महाप्रभु की सेवा
position for
करके
you to
क्या
come
किया
inside and massage me. No, I'm just like this.
अपने जो
Like
उत्तरी जो है
Mahaprabhu's
बस्त्र
completely
जो है
laid down. Like
महाप्रभु के
he
ऊपर
just laid down. Mahaprabhu was he laid down and he
और फिर
wouldn't move.
ला
So
करके अंदर गए
Govinda, what he did, he put
और
a
जा करके
cloth,
महाप्रभु के लिए
no,
सेवा
over
करने लगे
Mahaprabhu's body, and then he crossed over Mahaprabhu's body
और
to come to near his
एक
feet, to
घंटे
reach
दो
his
घंटे हो
feet.
गया महाप्रभु की सेवा
And
सेवा
then
से
for one or
महाप्रभु
two
बिल्कुल
hours, he was massaging Mahaprabhu, and then
वहीं पर
Mahaprabhu fell
सबसे जो
asleep.
है महाप्रभु के इतने सेवा करते थे
Govinda used to serve
चरण
so
सेवा
much
करते थे
Mahaprabhu, especially massaging his
मालिश
feet.
करते थे
Massaging.
मसाज भी होता है। और इसके बाद
And then
2
after
घंटे के
that,
बाद महाप्रभु
after
तब
2 hours,
में स्वयं भगवान चैतन्य
the
महाप्रभु
Mahaprabhu was
सभी जानते हैं
sleeping, and then
2 घंटे के
Mahaprabhu,
बाद
his
उसने
Sarvantarjami, he knows
तो
everything.
देखा गोविंद अंदर में बैठा हुआ है
And then he saw that Govinda
महाप्रभु
was
क्रोध से
sleeping
कहने लगे तुम
inside.
आप प्रसाद नहीं पाया अभी तक
And then Mahaprabhu was like angry and told to Govinda, you didn't take prasad? You haven't taken prasad until now?
कैसे अंदर कैसे आया तुमने
So Govinda,
तो
and
उस
then
समय गोविंद
like I'm
कितने
here inside the
सुंदर
room, then Mahaprabhu said, but how did you come
उत्तर
inside?
दिया
Then
तो
Govinda
ये
gave a
अंदर में जो आज
beautiful
आपकी
answer.
सेवा के लिए मैं
He
आया
told Mahaprabhu, when I came inside, I came
आपकी
to
सेवा
serve
के
you.
लिए
Like when I crossed over your
नहीं
body
तो
to
अभी
be
आप
able to
जाओ
come
वहां
inside.
तो मेरा अपने खाने के लिए मेरा अपराध हो
Actually, I was
इसलिए
to
मैं
serve you, but if I
जब
crossed
तक आप
back
नहीं उठेगा
out
तब
to
तक
go
मैं
out to
वहां
take
बैठा
prasad, it will be for my own
है
interest or
इसलिए
like
भी
my
हमारे
own
पूर्णभाष्य में भक्ति
my own desire. Like my, I think for me, it will be
सेवा
for
करने
me.
में सेवा तो
So
अपराध
this
होता
would
ही
be
रहता है
offense.
इसलिए कहते हैं, सेवा नहीं करेंगे ऐसे ही नहीं कर सकते
So maybe in the
सेवा
service you commit offense, but
ये
if it
कर
is for the service, you should make.
सेवा में अपराध तो होगा
Yes, when you serve,
भगवान की
you'll commit
सेवा में
offense.
अपराध
Yes,
सब स्तुति करना पड़ता है
that's why you have to make some stava stuti, some prayers in the end. Like Om Mantra
जैसे
Hinam
महाराज
Bhakti
जी
Hinam.
अच्छिद्र वाचन आदि ये समस्त स्तुति आदि
There are many stutis, many prayers you can
करने
make
से सारे
to
अपराध नष्ट हो
be freed, like to destroy your offenses if you
सेवा
do
अपराध
offense
से
when you serve, because
आप मुक्त हो जाएंगे
then you'll be free from this
इसी
seva
बार यहाँ
parad.
से देखो गोविंद इस प्रकार महाप्रभु
So
की सेवा करते थे
Govinda used to serve Mahaprabhu like this.
हैं? किंतु इसके आगे की कथा जो है सेवक भी बता रहे हैं महाप्रभु की सर्वश्रेष्ठ सेवक कौन है
But then who is the highest service? Who is the highest
इसके
Haridas?
बारे में कह रहे हैं स्वरूप दामोदर
Swarupa
और
Damodara and
रानंद के नाम
Raya Ramananda, their names come,
है
like they are
महाप्रभु
mentioned,
भक्त के गुण
because
को प्रकाशित करने में बहुत आनंदित होते थे उन्होंने अपने सेवक गोविंद की महिमा को प्रकाशित करने के लिए ऐसे लीला
so
की
Mahaprabhu did this lila with Govinda about this of sleeping in the middle of the door, just to show the glory of Govinda.
आराध्य जो गुरु है उनकी सेवा के लिए कुछ बलिदान देना पड़ता है
So you have to sacrifice for Guru. What is service?
हैं? ये अपने को
You have
बलिदान
to
देना पड़ता
sacrifice yourself.
है गुरुदेव एक शब्द बोलते थे याद
Gurudeva
रखो,
used to say one
कि
thing,
अपने गर्दन को
I
काट
remember.
करके
You have to cut your own head and give your head in the hand of Guru.
तात्पर्य क्या
Like
है
you have to completely offer yourself.
सेवा
Means
सेवा जो होता है गुरु सेवा जो है
the Guru Seva,
समस्त
service to
प्रकार
Guru.
की
You have to
इच्छा को परित्याग कर
give up all your desires for happiness or whatever desire you have and just completely sacrifice yourself.
यहाँ पर भी कथा
So
में
in this katha,
गोविंद गोविंद का ऐसे गुण से क्या प्रशंसा करना क्या प्रशंसा करें जितनी भी करे कम ही हो जाता है
how to glorify the qualities of Govinda? No, whatever you say, it will be less, like it will be too little. No, because Govinda was also,
गोविंद से अधिक श्रेष्ठ माना
he was such a good servant. But Swarupa Damodara and Ramananda, they were higher than even Govinda. Because Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta explains two kinds of service, Bani Seva and
बपू सेवा
Bapu Seva.
है दोनों सेवा में कोई कम नहीं है
Both are not less than the other. You know, both are very high.
में लिखते हैं बपू सेवा
But Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada
अपेक्षा
told that
सेवा की विशेष
Bani Seva is more special than Vapu Seva
जाता है
in a deep analysis.
मृदंग
Vani Seva is Brihat Mridanga Seva.
आज यहाँ पर गुरुदेव कहते थे
Gurudev used to say,
मृदंग यहाँ पर बजाओ
one Mridanga, the instrument, if you play here, the sound will reach maybe 5 meters or 10 meters, it will reach the sound. But
देव की वाणी
Brihat Mridanga, if you spread this Gurudeva Bani, the instruction of Guru, the Harikatha, you'll preach everywhere. This message will reach every corner, every place. So,
ग्रंथादि प्रकाशन
like manifest books,
पुस्तक आदि वितरण
distribute books.
गुरुदेव की वाणी आदि जो है वो समस्त जगह में पहुंचा देना।
So you make this
ये
message of
सबसे
Gurudev
बड़ी
reach
इसलिए
everywhere. This is
भक्तचंद
very
प्रभुपाद
high.
कहते थे यदि मेरे पास
So
भी पैसे
Bhaktivinoda
होते
Prabhupada said, if
मैं
I
एक
had money,
एरोप्लेन
you
खरीद
know, I
लूंगा,
would buy an airplane. An airplane.
हवाई जहाज खरीद लेते।
I would buy an
बोले
airplane.
क्यों?
Why?
बोले पृथ्वी के एक छोर से दूसरे छोर
Then I
दूर
could
दूर
very
जा करके
quickly go from
महाप्रभु
one
के
side to the
भक्ति में
earth to the other side of the earth
प्रचार कर देते
and to spread this message of Mahaprabhu.
हैं। दूसरे प्रकार स्वरूप दामोदर राय रमन महाप्रभु के कौन सा सेवा किए?
So Swarupa Damodara and Ramananda, which kind of service they used to make for
दूसरे
Mahaprabhu?
संदर्भ में श्रील गुरुदेव
So in
बोल
this
रहे हैं
context, Gurudev is explaining here
ये स्वरूप दामोदर राय रमन
that
महाप्रभु के भाव के अनुसार
according to the bhava that Mahaprabhu was feeling, Swarupa Damodara and Ramananda, they were doing kirtans accordingly. Just like the other day, we've heard about Krishna Das Prabhu,
महाप्रभु के
how
गुरुदेव की प्रचार कार्य में और जहाँ-जहाँ पर
he
जैसे
used to
समय
help
समाप्त हो जाती थी
the preaching of
ठीक
Gurudev,
उसी
and when Gurudev
के
used to
अनुसार
finish
वो
the
कीर्तन
Harikatha,
आदि करते
he
थे।
used to do the kirtan according to what Gurudev spoke and the mood of the moment,
महाप्रभु
like
के
this,
गुरुदेव बहुत
Krishnadas
प्रसन्न भी
Prabhu.
होते
So Gurudev used to be very
थे।
pleased with
विशेष ये
him,
राधाष्टमी जन्माष्टमी
especially
पर
in
यहाँ
time
जब
of
बैठते थे
Janmashtami,
गुरुदेव
Radhastami.
उनको बुलाते थे
Gurudeva used to
ये
sit
कीर्तन
here
करो वो कीर्तन
and call him and say, you do this kirtan, that
तो
kirtan.
उसी
Gurudeva was
प्रकार
like
स्वरूप
instructing
दामोदर
him.
राय
So
रमानंद
Swarupa Damodar and
महाप्रभु के
Ramananda,
भावों के अनुसार
according to Mahaprabhu's
श्री
bhav,
विद्यापति चंडीदास आदि के कीर्तन स्वरूपेर गाना रायर नाटक विरहेर काले प्रभु राखे दोहार प्राण।
they used to sing the
ये
kirtans of
स्वरूप दामोदर राय
Chandidas.
रमानंद क्या करते थे? ऐसे सुंदर सुंदर विद्यापति चंडीदास की कीर्तन आदि करते थे।
They used to sing many beautiful
विशेष
kirtans of
करके स्वरूप
Vidyapati
दामोदर
Chandidas.
विद्यापति चंडीदास इनके जो पदावली विरह की बहुत स्तर की कीर्तन
Actually,
है और उनके गंभीर
so
अर्थ भी
very
है।
kirtans are very showing very deep separation
ये
moods
सब
and
कीर्तन
with
आदि
very
स्वरूप
deep
दामोदर
meanings.
करते थे।
So
इतने
Swarupa
सुंदर
Damodar used to sing
और
all
राय
this
रमानंद
so
अपने
beautiful.
स्वरचित
And Ramananda,
नाटक जगन्नाथ वल्लभ नाटक नाटक जो उससे जो है श्लोक आदि उच्चारण
he
करते थे
used to recite slokas
भक्तियों की
from
कथा सुनाते थे
Jagannatha Vallabha
कभी वेणु
Natakam,
गीत
his
गोपी
own
गीत
book,
भ्रमर
and
गीत
also sometimes from Gopi
जैसे
Geet,
जैसे
Venu Geet.
महाप्रभु के भाव
According to the bhav of Mahaprabhu, they used to
महाप्रभु के भाव को
recite many
जान
things.
करके वो कीर्तन
So
करते
knowing his bhav, they
हैं
used to
और उससे जो
recite
महाप्रभु
things
जो विरह
accordingly.
क्या हो जाता है
So
और भी
like this, the
बढ़ जाता था
viraha, Mahaprabhu's separation
विरह
used to
इतने बढ़
increase
जाता
even
था
more.
महाप्रभु रोते थे
Mahaprabhu's separation
किंतु
used to
गोविंद
increase
समझ नहीं पाते थे
even more, and he used to cry even more. But Govinda
ये
wouldn't
गोविंद मन ही
understand
मन
it.
सोचते थे ये
Govinda in his
स्वरूप
mind,
दामोदर
he
राय
was thinking,
रमानंद
why,
ये दोनों
why,
क्यों आते हैं
why
महाप्रभु को
this,
बुलाने के लिए केवल
why do this too? Like Swarupa Damodara Rai
लेकिन उनके
Ramananda,
आनंद में
why they keep coming?
रोने में
Govinda was
कितना
thinking.
आनंद
But because he was thinking, oh, they are only making Mahaprabhu cry more and more. But actually,
गोविंद
Mahaprabhu was feeling so much
के लिए
bliss for
इतना दूर प्रवेश नहीं है
because actually Govinda
किंतु
was not
रायरमंद की जो
so
सेवा रायरमंद स्वरूप दामोदर की जो
deep in
सेवा
these realizations like this.
वो
But
एक अपूर्व सेवा है
the service
इसे
of
कहते जब तक देखो वैष्णवेर व्यवहार दुख
Swarupa
कहाँ
Damodar
प्रसन्न
and
पुरी
Ramananda, they were
आनंद आनंद
so
आनंद
high service they were
ऊपर
doing.
से तो रो रहे
Like
हैं
externally,
किंतु अंतर
Mahaprabhu
हृदय
was
में क्या
crying, but inside his heart,
आनंद होता
he was feeling bliss.
है जैसे गुरुदेव उदाहरण देते थे
Gurudev
मैं
used to give one
उदाहरण 2 मिनट
example.
और देता हूँ
I'll take only two more minutes, I know.
यही आपके घर वैष्णव के जो कीर्तन जो होता है जो रामायण पाठ व जैसे भी
For example, Vaishnava is doing some
लोग
kirtan
रोते हैं
or
फिर दूसरे दिन वही
reading
प्रसंग पर
Ramayana.
और भी लोग आ
People
जाते
cry when they're listening to this
हैं क्यों आते हैं
recitation of the Ramayana,
इसको देखने के लिए
but
जैसे देखो
they come
रामानंद
back in
सागर
the
जी के
next
रामायण
day
जो है
just like to
आज
cry
से 20
more.
साल
Why
30
people
साल
come
हो गए
back?
करीब
You see, already 30
आज
years
तक भी
that
लोग
the Ramananda Sagar Ramayana
हैं
was made,
उसको जब देखते
but
हैं
until
रोते
nowadays,
हैं
when people see this Ramayana
जब
from
रुलाने के
Ramananda
लिए आप
Sagar,
बुलाते हो
they cry.
और रुलाने के लिए आप देखते हो
Why do people
नहीं
watch just for crying?
एक
You know why?
वास्तव जो हृदय
Because
को
actually,
स्पर्श करते
this
हैं
cry, like
अंतर
this,
हृदय के
when
जो
they're
है वो
crying, means
आनंद है
this katha is touching
उसी
their
लिए कहा
hearts,
जाता है
inner hearts,
ये तुम्हारे दुख नहीं है ममें
So,
नहीं
because they're thinking this is not
ये
your
तुम्हारे दुख
sadness,
नहीं
it's
ये
my own sadness.
न तमें
Like you
मम
feel
ये तुम्हारा
identified
नहीं है
with
ये
what you're
गहराई
what
पहुंचा
what you're seeing,
है
so that's why you
इसी
cry.
भाव में किंतु कहीं कहीं लोग को जैसे जो है नकल जी कर लेते हैं उससे फायदा नहीं होता है एक छोटा सा चुटकी सुना देता हूँ
I'll tell you a small story.
लड़का था दो मित्र था
There were two
बहुत
friends,
सुंदर एक साथ में पढ़ते थे
boys.
किंतु एक बुद्धिमान था सूक्ष्म बुद्धि
So one was very
और एक
intelligent,
स्थूल बुद्धि
and
वाले
another
था
one was gross
हैं?
intelligence. Like
तो
his
सूक्ष्म
intelligence
बुद्धि
was not
वाले
so
को क्या
subtle.
करता था स्थूल बुद्धि वाले उसके सारे कुछ क्या करते थे नकल कर देते थे अच्छा नकल करते करते थे पास तो हो गया मतलब 10 क्लास तक पास हो गया
Okay, so this
अच्छा
high
भाई
intelligence
एक होता है
boy,
जैसे
high intelligent
10
boy,
क्लास के पास के बाद एक होता है क्या बोले
he was,
क्या होता है ये
used to study and he went very nicely in the
टेस्ट होता है
school.
ओरल ओरल
You
टेस्ट
know, in
होता है
all the, grades. He went to 10th,
तो
10th
उसको बोले
grade.
भाई देखो मैं तो आज इतने साल तो तुम्हारे साथ रहा
So
और
they,
तुम्हारे सारे सारे कुछ देख देख कर तो मैं लिख कर मैं पास हो गया अभी क्या करूं
okay, now understood.
है
What happened?
ओरल टेस्ट होगा
You know, this boy who was less
तो वो
intelligent, he
पूछेगा
was
फिर
cheating all the
तो बोले
grades. He
उसके
passed just for
मित्र कहने बोले
cheating in the
चिंता मत
test. You
करो
know, he was copying from this
कि
high
देखो जो
intelligence
मुझे
friends.
पूछेगा
But
ना
in the
मैं
10th,
जोर जोर से बोलूंगा आप पीछे
in the
कविता से
in the 10th
इशारा
grade,
कर
there was
देना
an
कहना
oral
वही कर
test.
देना
So the less intelligent boy asked
विचार
to
क्या
his
पूछेगा
friend, "How will I pass now? Because now it's an oral test." And his high,
दूसरा
high
जब आ
intelligent
गया
friend said,
उनके पूछने बोले अच्छा बताओ
"Oh,
क्या
don't worry,
प्रश्न पूछा था
I'll just
बताओ भारतवर्ष के प्रथम
I'll just tell very
प्रधानमंत्री कौन
very
थे
loud my answer. Then you'll be able to listen and and just imitate me."
जवाहरलाल नेहरू हैं
So the question is,
भारतवर्ष के प्रथम
who was the first
प्रधानमंत्री कौन
Pradhan
थे
Mantri, Prime Minister from India?
अच्छा ये तो ठीक हो गया
Then he said the answer, no, no,
अच्छा एक बार
Nehru.
बताओ
Sorry, I couldn't get the whole name of this Prime
हैं?
Minister, but Gurudev just
क्या
said.
होता था
So,
सिपाही विद्रोह हैं? सिपाही विद्रोह जानते हैं आपने हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं ये जब वो मुसलमान लोग जो है एक मुसलमान अंग्रेज ने एक नियम किया था
the English people, they made one
कि
rule.
वो करना पड़ेगा वो चलना बंदूक चलाने के समय है, गाय के वो पूछे थे उसको दांत में वही करके उसको वो करना पड़ता था किंतु उसमें उसमें उससे जो है सिपाही विद्रोह का चलो नहीं, इतिहास में है ना
Some rule of the
अच्छा बताओ
history of
सिपाही
the
विद्रोह कब से शुरू हुई और
English
कब समाप्त हुई
government, something about
उन्होंने कहा
the
दिया
cow. Sorry, I couldn't
1800
understand.
कितने 57 है से लेकर के कुछ साल तक चले
So this
है
rule of
चलो 15 साल 10 साल तक चले
maybe for
शुरू कर
15 or 10
अच्छा
years,
ये
this
भी
rule
ठीक हो
was
गया
working in
अच्छा
India.
से एक
Like
बात
was
बताओ
this
इसलिए
rule
उनके
was
प्रश्न प्रश्न
this
पूछा
law was going on. So they did some history questions to this boy, and he did right answer.
अभी अभी वो अभी अभी लोग जो मंगल ग्रह में जा रहे हैं क्या मंगल ग्रह में पानी है कि नहीं है
So people are going
इसके
to
बारे में
Mars.
तुम्हारा क्या
Is there water in Mars or not?
मत है
What is your opinion
तो
about
उन्होंने
it?
कहा कि अभी तक खोज चल रहे
So
हैं
the boy said they
क्या
are
बोला
still searching.
खोज चल रहा है तो ये भी ठीक है
Sorry. And this answer is
हैं?
also right.
जब
So
तक पूरा नहीं हो जाए तो कैसे
so he got a right answer
अभी
also.
उनके तो बोले उनके पास हो गया
Okay, so he
उनके
passed.
मित्र के फिर आ गया
But now the time of
एक
his
बार
friends.
मित्र एक जो मित्र जो है और वो सोचने लगे मैं तो वही प्रश्न पूछेगा दूसरे
Because
थोड़ी
the
पूछेगा
boy
मुझे
was thinking,
तो
they will
पूरा
ask the
याद
same
कर दिया
questions.
किसी जो
So
सुना है ना
he remembered everything that his friend told
उनके
because
जो
his friend
पूछा
spoke loudly so he could hear.
बोल के पूछा
But
"ए,
in the time of this less intelligence, they
तुम्हारे
asked,
नाम क्या है
"What is your name?" First question.
जवाहरलाल नेहरू
Then he said, Jawaharlal Nehru, name of first Prime Minister of India.
तुम्हारे नाम क्या है
What's your name?
जवाहरलाल नेहरू
Jawaharlal Nehru. Means the name of first Prime Minister of India, he told.
वो उसी को रट करके रखा ना
Because he had
जवाहरलाल
written,
नेहरू
he wrote this, he had a copy, like his
एक
cheating
नाम पे आ
copy.
गया अच्छा बताओ
Okay,
दीप आप
second.
ये बात बताओ हाँ? नहीं अरे सुनो तुम मैं जो बताते हैं अच्छा बताओ
Listen.
तुम्हारे तुम्हारे जन्म कब हुआ
When were you born?
तो कहने लगे वही कहने लगे
So
क्या
he said that answer.
1700 ने 1857 से कुछ साल तक
Sorry, he told the year. I don't know, sorry, in proper Hindi English, but like maybe like 1800 or 1900 to continuing.
पागल है
Like, because that time of that the old law of British government. Third question, are you crazy?
मैं जो पागल हूँ अभी कौन चल रहा है माने वो जो कभी कभी क्या करते हैं कुछ लोग करते हैं ना
Like some
नकल
people,
करते हैं नकल
they
नहीं
cheat.
करते वो जैसे है ऐसे पढ़ करके चले जाते हैं मुझे पता नहीं है उसके प्रश्न
They cheat and they are not like they have something like memorized and what to answer, but they are not seeing that the question is different. Like the teacher asked, "What is his name?" And then he said, "My name is the President of India. The first president, Jawaharlal Nehru."
तो
So,
इसलिए कहने की तात्पर्य
but
है
the meaning of the story
गुरुदास जो बनते जाए
And those who become
भगवत दर्शन
Guru
केवल
Das,
नकल से करना नहीं, ये भजन करते करते स्वतस्फूर्त रूप में
doing bhajana slowly,
हृदय में
slowly,
प्रकाशित होगा।
this will manifest in our
और
heart.
यही हमारे भजन की तात्पर्य है।
So this is the
आदि
meaning of our
श्रद्धा साधु
bhajan.
संग भजन प्रिया
Adu
मनोरथ
sadhu sanga
बुद्धि
bhajana
निष्ठा
kriya anartha
निवृत्ति
nivriti.
आसक्ति भाव और प्रेम दशा, इसी के दशा में चलते हैं। कोई दूसरे को देख करके कुछ नहीं होता है। गुड प्रेमानंदी
Cannot get this only by like seeing others or like this. Just like this story. Like cheating this word or like imitating like this blindly, you know? You know, the other day Gurudev gave one Harikatha, but the sound was very bad, very difficult to listen from Hindi. But I was thinking, if you want, we can try to translate a little bit, those who want. But I'm. When he was leaving Haridwar. Oh, but I'm not able to do it now.